gonna try to do some more crappie fishing. If you guys are watching this later, this is just a live stream, but we're gonna try to limit out on crappie today. And if my sons are watching, thank you for still fishing with dad, kids. I don't know what year you're watching this, but I appreciate you. And the Osprey's here too. He's fishing. Alrighty, let's get it done. Oh, the Osprey's back. Love it. Pressure's on. Hold on. Let's see what we're gonna do today. All right, we're gonna start off with since I already have it tied on just a Rapala, just for fun. You never know, I might get a bass. They like to hang out along that weed line. The only thing I don't want to get is those weeds. Get out of there. Wow, that thing just flew. Oh, hey, what's going on, DCP? Hey, Paul, what's going on, man? Paul, are you live streaming on Thursday? I might be watching your live stream. I don't think I'll be fishing on Thursday, so I'll give you some watch time. You hear that siren going? That's the fire department. You got that woo, going. Somebody's on fire. I don't think it's going to be anybody on fire, probably just a car accident. But the fire department in this town is volunteer, so it's all people doing it for free. So the reason the siren is going is to let all the people that are available to come down to the fire department and get on the fire truck. All right, I don't think this Rapala is going to be doing too much work today. Yeah, I am ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna freeze my chum overnight, and I'm gonna chum it up. Hey, what's going on, Daisy Falk? I'm in Jersey, New Jersey. So yeah, if you hear that fire siren wailing, like I said, the firemen in this town are volunteer, so it's just letting the members know that there is a fire call and they gotta respond. I think it's gonna calm down. If you hear it going the second time, that probably means that it's a pretty serious fire call. So, all right, I'm gonna stop throwing the Rapala because I probably picked up 3 pounds of weeds already. This is from yesterday's live stream. What's going on, Eric Kovac? Eric, what country are you from, or what state? Kovac, is that Polish, Serbian, Yugoslavia? One of those countries. Slovak. Hey, what's going on, Demon? Uh, I was gonna add DCP. I forgot to add DCP as a moderator to my channel. I'm sorry, DCP is not. I sometimes forget. You know, I have a squirrel brain, just about the same size sometimes. All right, let's get some crappie for my pops. We only got one crappie yesterday. I'm looking to limit out today. Salvation, baby, we don't do that here in Jersey. We're all good people. I mean, I might be. I do have this guy named Vinny I don't like. Oh, just had a bite. Hold on. This wind is really going to be moving my lure. It's going to be moving it right in the weed line, which is a good thing, but it's also kind of a bad thing. Oh, wow. We might have to go fish at the other place. I'm not using Bobby Garland. I'm using Strike King. It's actually something I put together. It's a jig head that I bought on Amazon. I think it's 1/32 of an ounce, and maybe 118. I'm not. This is a 118, and this is just a. You know who recommended this to me? Richard Jean's the fishing machine. This is a lightning shed by Strike King in salt and pepper color, and I have good luck with it. Daisy Fork, am I a therapist? I'm a therapist. No, I need therapy. I'll take some therapy. I wish I was a therapist. I'm an orca. I give therapy a seal of approval. Thanks, Grey Wolf. I appreciate you. Look at all the people in the chat today. We got more activity than yesterday, that's for sure. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. And 9 likes. I don't think I deserve that much, but I appreciate it. The water, the, oh wow, they're really going today. I used to be a fireman, so I know this is something serious. There's probably an accident on 287 or something. Usually, when you got that going, that means there's actually a serious fire call going on. They're trying to get members out. But probably like 10 feet of water here across. This probably might get up to 20. But yeah, this is pretty shallow. Right here, it's like what, 2, 3 feet right by the bank. Oh wow, that was a bad cast. Hey, what's going on, Tool Springs? Everybody is here. SYI, not catching yet. I just started the stream. Give me a break. Yesterday it took us an hour to catch a fish. And as soon as I say that, that's when everybody in the live stream leaves. But yeah, nice day in Jersey. We got some rain coming in. I'm just happy I'm not in Jamaica right now. Those guys are gonna get hit hard. Did you see the storm coming into Jamaica? It's Category 5. Never been to Jamaica, but we have friends that have. I have when I worked in the medical field, I had a lot of Jamaican friends, and they. I'm going to be calling a lot of them today. Just gonna make sure. I just don't want anybody to. I want people to be safe. We'll see what happens. Slower drop. All right. You went to Jamaica? Yeah, there's a Montego Bay, right? That's where everybody goes. So people invited me and my wife to go to Jamaica. We just never did. I should have gone. I should have gone, but oh, I had a bite. Hold on. That was a decent one. Just let it drop. And I'm gonna slow retrieve this. Maybe it's chasing it. Let it drop. Yeah, the first fish we caught was a nice largemouth bass. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Yes, the line looks pretty bad today, Tully Springs. I know, man. If you're gonna give me a dislike, I will not oppose it. Well, dude, I will get better line. I promise. Let me just. Like I said, my wife's and my kid's birthday are coming in 6 weeks. I cannot be spending any money right now, but oh wait, I had a good bite. Hold on. I will change it. Don't worry. Keep getting little bites on the drop. I'm thinking it's bluegills. Hold on. I keep getting little nibbles. I might switch up to a 3-inch gulp minnow. I do have to catch some fish today. Tomorrow, my pops is coming, and I promised him some crappie. Got to feed mom and pop. Oh, you went to Kingston? Nice. Hi, Tommy Risky. Thank you. Thanks for wishing me good luck. I appreciate it. Looks like all the regulars are here today. I better perform. Who was here with me yesterday when we saw a osprey do a dive and catch a nice sized fish? I'm still waiting. So my video processed from yesterday's live stream, and what I'm gonna do is I'll make that into a short. But that was absolutely epic. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get that fish that keeps nibbling on my shad. No, there's definitely no trout. I'm gonna take a. Remember, I'm taking a break for trout fishing because these fish are so beat up in Jersey. The last live stream we stopped. We were just walking past the river, and I stopped by. And as soon as we got in the water, we already saw a dead trout just laying on the bottom. I just Yeah, it's pretty terrible how bad the fishing is for trout right now. All right, I'm gonna cast it next to the weed line. Hold on. I'm feeling a fish on this cast. Sometimes when I say that, it works. Let it drop. I'm gonna twitch it on the drop. So I brought some new stuff. I stopped by Dick's Sporting Goods just like I promised. Unfortunately, they didn't have the stuff that people recommended in the chat yesterday. I'll order that stuff on Amazon. Uh, but yeah, I bought some stuff at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm gonna try with you guys today. I don't know how long we can fish for, but we're gonna be doing some fishing. All right. Kingston, Jamaica is nice. See, I would say people would think that's an eagle just flying there, this huge bird, but that's actually a turkey vulture. They're basically like the raccoon of the skies. Actually, yeah, that is a turkey vulture. You see that giant bird above us? That's basically a raccoon of the skies. They only eat like a dead deer, and the reason there's so many of them in Jersey is because we have a overpopulation of deer here, and the cars hit them all the time. So there's like unlimited food for those guys here. Got it. Okay, Paul. So you're saying Thursday, the time will be 8 hours back from now. So tell me, what time are you going to be streaming your time? That's going to be easier for me to understand. What time you're by Amsterdam, right? So what time is it going to be in Amsterdam when you're going to be streaming? And once you give me that time, I'll uh, I'll be able to tune in. Man, can't catch any fish. Hold on, we might have to change up the spot. Last time we did crappie fishing here, it was absolutely fire. I think I caught like 5 fish within 10 minutes. Hold on. Oh, you're going. Oh, okay, so you're going to be going from 8 o'clock to 6 p.m. Got it. All right, so I'll join you in your stream a couple of times. Thursday, I'll be cleaning up my leaves on my house. So if anything, I'll put on my AirPod and I'll listen to you. But I'll be there. How long have I been fishing? Like lifetime, or this stream's only been going for 12 minutes? I'm gonna try. Hold on. Was that that might have been weeds though. This is a good way to catch a bluegill. Just there was a guy that told me to do this, to stick my finger out and let it hit the line, and we actually caught a fish that way last time. Let's try it. Just don't want to end up in the weeds. All right, let's do a couple more casts here, and then I'll change up. Oh, okay. All right, I cannot fall today. I cannot fall on the stream today. I'm not wearing boots today. Oh, my life? I've been fishing on and off. I've been fishing as a kid, since I was fishing with bamboo pole since I was probably 7, 8 years old. My parents would just leave me by the lake. I don't know if they had different intentions, but I never went in. They would leave me by the lake, and I just sit there and catch perch all day. And then when they were going, we had the summer house, and when it was time to go home, they would just pick me up, and I'd go home all day. I would spend at the lake fishing, no sunscreen. Uh, but I took a big break from fishing between like 99 to I'd say about 2000. So 10-year break because I was working so much. And then I resumed fishing in college, and then I took another break. And when my kids came around, I started fishing again. So I'm gonna say I was fishing for at least 30 years, on and off. Extra crispy orca, yeah. $20 bat, totally risky. Well, how about this? I'm from Jersey. You send me the money first, and I'll definitely jump in. Who was gonna give me $20? Was that Tommy Risky? Next time I'm gonna send you hook, I'll jump in the water for $20. We might have to change the spot up. I'm not getting much action. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw in a gulp minnow, and once we get to a different spot, we're gonna try a bunch of different things I bought today. Actually, you know what? I have this psychedelic Z-Man. Look at the thing. You guys want to try this? It's a different kind of lure. It's one of those. That's how would you fish this? Hold on, I forgot how I fish this. I used to just fish it by dragging it through the water column. All right, let's try it. This is made by I really like Z-Man. Z-Man. Super rubbery. Check out the stretch in this thing. It's like cartoonishly rubbery. Look. You guys ready for this? Look. Boink. Boink. So Berkeley doesn't do that. I'm not sure if it's a good or bad thing, but these lures are super sturdy. I'm gonna take off the lightning shad. Let's try this. You never know. Usually you're supposed to fish it with the shroom head, but let's try it with this. You never know what you're gonna get. What do you guys think about this? With a little underspin? Oh yeah, especially you're not wrong about that. You just gotta take them out of your car, man. This is the trick I do. You know what I do? I use my work car is I when I was working full time as an Uber Black driver, my car can have no smell and no crap in it because people know, especially private clients, will notice it. And if you're doing Uber Black, you're getting paid a lot of money to drive people around. So I have to take out all my stuff. Oh, okay, that was a bite. I think that was a bite. I don't think that was seaweed. Hold on. So yeah, I have to clean out my car every time I come home from fishing. And I can be quite a slob, but my work car for Uber is always spotless. And yeah, so I do not experience those things when you leave your stuff in the car. But if I wasn't working as a driver, I probably would have all my Z-Man plastics melted. I do have a Mini Cooper that I use for daily driving sometimes, but yeah, all my stuff comes out with me and goes into my house after fishing. Tony Potter, don't jump in. So I'm gonna show you. You guys are gonna be very happy. I didn't expect to spend $35 at Dick's Sporting Goods, but I think the employees they put you know how they sometimes can get lazy and they put the wrong things on the wrong hook where the price says like $4.99. Well, I was a victim of that today. I walked in, I picked up five things, and I was like, this should be around $20. I came to the register, it was almost $40, and I might still return some of those things, but I'll show you what I have. I'm gonna let it drop. I'll be surprised if I catch anything on that Z-Man. I still don't know how to properly fish them. I know you're supposed to fish them with a shroom head. What if I just drag it through the water column? All right, I'm gonna pick it up before it hits the seaweed. Yeah, but Z-Man stuff is pretty durable. I'm not a humongous fan of Z-Man just because I don't catch fish with it. But Z-Man durability. When I bought a couple there, bass worms, whatever they call them, the Senko worms, Yamamoto worms, and they're pretty good. Look, guys, I'm not using gloves today. It is getting cold though. We're gonna switch up a spot and switch up our lures pretty quickly. Give me another 5 casts here. I'm not even sure if I ever caught anything on that color before in this lake, but you never know. Let's keep trying. Let's cast it straight out. Yeah, the line's coiling like crazy, but it is what it is right now. I'll stretch it a little bit just to make the trout anglers from Vegas happy. You just got to tell me your name. This way it'll be easier. All right, let's stick my line on the tree real quick and walk it out. Give me a sec. That's why I you might be right, but I really like just using simple black and white colors. Hold on. Let's see. I'm just gonna stick it to the tree and now walk it out like in the rap song. All right. So this guy from Vegas taught me this on the stream. Just walk out my line. All right. Just put a little bit of tension on it. Look at that Shakespeare bend. Not as good as the Diva Presso, but all right. And now we walk it back without falling. Not my technique, but it works. Just take the hook off. And look, hopefully he's straight. But he still kind of looks like he's from Custer Street in San Francisco. Hold on. Yeah, I stretched it out. I think it's a little better. Oh, hey, Edward Craig. What's going on, man? William Creek, welcome to the stream. All right, let's switch it up. Let's go with the 3-inch gulp minnow. Let's fish here for another 10 minutes, and we'll switch up a spot. Yeah, fishing streams can be fun. Sometimes I'll watch them myself, learn from people. All right, I want to use a 3-inch gulp minnow. I should have one in the bag. Let's see. Here she is, 3-incher, black shad. We caught a huge bluegill on that yesterday. Edward Craig, where are you from, man? We don't have many people in the chat, but we are very lively. We'll talk to you, man. I'm not very good at fishing, so I have to keep talking, right? Panfish. I'm fishing for crappie. I promise I gotta give my pops. I give my parents fish once a week nowadays. So I promised them some crappie. So I'm trying to catch the limit in Jersey per day. I think is 10. I don't think they need 10. I already had one from yesterday that I cleaned and instantly we got a fish. Hold on, hold on to your heads, boys. We got one. Oh, oh, he juicy. Hold on. Oh, it's a good fish. I'm gonna say it's not fighting like a crappie, but it's a good one. And it's in seaweed. That's great. Oh no, he's coming out. Hold on. I'm just gonna keep pressure on. Oh man, is that a crappie? Yes, it is. But it's like, look, you saw how that black shad worked? First cast. Kadoosh! How you doing, kid? I got bad news. My parents want to eat you. Not me. Nothing personal, kid. We're in Jersey. You know, you cool with me. But we got to do what we got to do. Look at this. I told you that 3-inch gulp minnow. Whenever in doubt, just cast it out. Not a giant fish, but there you go. At least I delivered. Chicago, Illinois. Nice. Have a good friend from Illinois. All right, not a humongous crappie, but it's a good eating size. Like I said, I was requested to catch a bunch of them by my parents. So, slap for dad, right? I told my parents I'm not gonna give them unless I catch stocky trouts. I'm not gonna give them fish from Jersey more than once a week. And unless if I do catch it in the ocean, if I catch them a striper, I'll give them a striper. All right, on ice. This fish is about so this bag is measured. This bag is 10 inches across. So it's not a slab, but it's about 10 inches. All right, let's catch another one. See, switching up lures works while you fish. And as much as I hate to admit it, but Gulp minnow probably one of the top baits for crappie for me. That's what caught me the most crappie. That's what caught me the most trout, and basically everything else. You don't have crappie in Australia, Ash? They're good eating. The crappie is they can be basically any size. The minimum is 6 inches, which you can keep 10. I actually never. I don't think I ever kept 10. That's a lot of fish. I catch 10, but yeah. Sometimes if they're biting, they're easy to catch. I caught that guy right in those weeds. I'm gonna try to find his buddies. But yeah, usually, especially if you started watching my early streams, I never keep fish. Not because I love eating fish, just I feel like if I come here almost every day, I can always catch them again, you know? I always tell them I'll catch them later. Well, my parents are older, they like to eat fish, so I fish. PB bass, probably like 5 pounds. I caught them on the stream, basically right where my finger is. I'm not a big time bass fisherman. Most, I might become one once my kids grow up, but we mostly we mostly fish for either stock trout. We go saltwater fishing a lot. It's just bass fishing can be on and off in this water, and this is the closest lake to me. But there's some monsters in this lake for sure. Sometimes we catch them on gulp minnows. Now let's get this minnow out. Yeah, I don't have friends in Jersey that caught in the public waters in Jersey that really caught fish bigger than 6 pounds, unless it's like a golf course bass. Yeah, there's actually a ton of gigantic perch in this lake, but I think I'm gonna try. See that point right there on my finger? It's like a rock point. I've never fished there, and I fish this place all the time. I think that's where you can catch good perch on worms. We're going to be doing kayak fishing tomorrow. Maybe I'll skedaddle over there in the kayak. Maybe we'll catch some. But I'm also planning to chum for fish tomorrow, which means I might have to stay in one place. No, yeah, bass here. So I had a stream one time. That's what got me hooked on bass fishing for a good week. So I was streaming from here. I ran after a job. I ran over here. I had like an hour to fish. I caught 3 bass within 40 minutes, and one of them was my PB. It was all on the live stream too. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm good at bass fishing. I think everybody goes through that. So I went out and bought some bass stuff. I bought top water stuff, and then every live stream after that, I caught maybe one. That's it. So people were just, I don't want to bore people to death. But tomorrow in the kayak, I'll do bass fishing. I bought a Z-Man chatterbait. Hey, Tommy Risky, you don't have yeah, you probably don't have crappie in Indonesia, but in Indonesia, do you have bluegills? Because they are the raccoons of every water. I would be surprised if you don't. All right, that's seaweed. Got excited for a sec. I think you definitely have bluegills in Indonesia as an invasive species, but maybe I'm wrong, Tommy. There is catfish here, and we do fish for catfish in the live stream, but we haven't caught a catfish. Did we catch a catfish in the live stream yet? No, we were more likely to catch an eel. We caught an eel on the live stream. That was, I think, Friday. There is bullhead catfish in here, and those get up to 4 pounds. They're not big. There's a lot of eel in this lake. Just gonna let it drop. Oh, I had a bite. Hold on. All right. My minnow is definitely in the seaweed right now. I don't think it's a fish. I think it's seaweed. Next thing you know, we're gonna get a nice top water bite. The bottom line is, if I get a 2, 3 pound bass on this, I probably won't be able to pull them out for you guys. Yeah, it has like a little underspin. I really like this jig head. It's great for just um, it's great for just twitching it because that underspin, it's a little oversized, but it almost acts like as a spinner, and that's why I really like this jig head. Oh yeah, uh, catfish are absolutely good eating. They taste like chicken, especially if it's a bullhead. 11 pound bass, man, that's crazy. That's never happening for me. Well, you never know. Maybe become a big time bass fisherman. Hold on. Okay, we got one. We got a live one, boys. All right, let's get him in the boat. Basically, was dropping. I was twitching it as it drops. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Let's get him over here. That's a crappie. I can tell. Watch me be wrong. No, that's a crappie. All right, pops. I'm gonna feed the fam. There you go. Uno mas. They're not as the ones that Ronio catches. One of the guys in our stream, he catches like they're in his stream. They're like perfectly black. But in Jersey crappie, we got a bit of color. All right, let's clean it up. All right, that's number two. In the past 10 minutes, we got two. Once again on a 3-inch gulp minnow. Nice fish. Not huge, but like I said, my parents pan fried them. All right, we got two. Let's keep going. So yeah, like I said, gulp minnow is just like they're pretty sturdy. I mean, you can catch 6, 7 fish on them if you're careful. After that, they do break down. I know some people super glue them. That probably helps. A big blue. Yeah, I'm surprised there's no bluegills in Australia because, believe it or not, somehow bluegills made their way to Ukraine, which is in Dnieper River, which is a huge, huge tribute. Like it's a huge river in Europe. I figure somebody was gonna bring bluegills are basically like a raccoon of the world. They're everywhere. They reproduce like crazy too. Not as crazy as tilapia, but still. I'm just gonna let it drop and twitch it on the drop. The wind really makes it travel a little bit. It travels right into that weed line. Oh, I had a nice bite. Hold on. Gonna let it drop and just twitch it a little bit. And basically, that's the technique that works for me in the fall. Just twitching it off the bottom, kind of, and letting it drop. It's completely different. I use a bobber and I just slowly drag it over the weed lines. They're much more active then. And if, for those of you who don't know, we haven't had good rain in Jersey in about 2, 3 months. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. You kind of have to wake them up. After it rains in this lake, the bite is basically amazing in certain spots. I'm fishing in Jersey. And thanks for the likes, guys. If you don't know how to leave a like, just double tap the screen. Oh, Trot Raiders, if you're still here from Tule Springs, um, I'm actually gonna make a drop shot for tomorrow's fishing. So just to honor you, I'm just letting you know if you're listening. Tomorrow's drop shot day. Grand Orca is gonna make a drop shot just for you. Maybe we'll catch a perch on it. What's going on, hard dog? Yeah, you here? Yeah, man. Like I said, just for you, I'm doing a drop shot tomorrow. Just for you, man. I might put together a separate rod. You did help me a lot. I appreciate you. No joking around. I appreciate you, man. Okay, Brad. That's. I mean, thanks for letting us know. I mean, the good thing is we can't smell you. What's going on? Oh, uh, what's going on, Tom? We got two crappie. I'll show you what I caught. Dude, don't even talk about tilapia. They're so bad. I was in Florida. I got two crappie so far. Um, two crappie in about the past 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Let's catch another one. They're very slow to bite. Usually, I know there's a school of crappie there, but very slow to bite. They're also not giants like I expected them to be. This is what I like. The lines slowly drifting to the right, and if the wind picks up, it's kind of going to drift my minnow right into the weed line. Just going to let it drop and just twitch it as it's slowly going into the weed line. All right, I'm not sure if that. No, that's not a fish. It was not fighting back. That was weeds. But that's good. That's a good sign. I basically don't want to throw it directly into the weeds, but the wind kind of slowly drifts it over into the weeds by pushing my fishing line over the top of the water. Yeah, I'm trying to feed my parents. I made a deal with them once a week. I'll get them fish. Are you going to Rhode Island, dude? That's awesome. Well, next time you come to Jersey, we'll go do some fishing. I'll give you a fishing rod, and if you ride motorcycles, I might even give you a motorcycle to ride. Uh, I'm addicted to a few things: fishing, cars, and motorcycles. Nothing else. Tom, yeah, Hard Dog is. Oh, you're Tom's cousin. What's going on, Hard Dog? I appreciate you hanging out. Tom at this point probably catches more fish than me. I just had a bite. Hold on. There's. Let's see if we can still get that fish. Nah, that fish left, but I know exactly where it bit. Hold on. I know exactly where that bite came from. I'm gonna try to get that fish. Let's try it, guys. It's right there. Oh, just cast it next to a cattail. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. Let me walk this line out. Just create a mini bird nest. So I have to walk it out. Whenever you create a little bird nest on your reel, make sure you just walk it out because otherwise it's going to become a huge bird nest. If you got that little loop of line going, I don't think it's a fish. It's recast. I was casting right next to that cattail, and it got into the reel when I was casting. What's going on, Ronyo? I was just talking about you. I was just saying how your crappie always look better than my crappie. I caught two so far. Hold on, while the minnow drops, I'll show it to you. Look, these are Jersey crappie, man. They're a little off color. They don't look as pretty as the ones you catch. These are about 10 inches, I'd say. Thanks, Brian. All right. Is that a fish? No, it's seaweed. All right. So it's kind of slow, but at least we're catching something. I'm going to change up the location. If I catch nothing in the next 10 minutes, I'll change up the location. All right, fishing with wild things. I appreciate you hanging out in the chat. Thanks, and have a good one. Dark water, dark fish. Yeah, I got to catch my 10 today. I wonder if my dad just asked me for fish because he feels bad for me. He's like, okay, go catch more, son. No, but I know my parents love to eat fish. I just don't want to give them too much fish. They switched to fish when they were in their late 50s, early 60s, and It was pretty good for their health. They're in pretty good health. My mom's almost 80. My dad's in his mid 70s. But their favorite fish to eat is fluke. Unfortunately, their son cannot get a keeper. Oh, hold on. We gotta. I think that's seaweed. It's not fighting back. If that's a fish, I'm gonna be surprised. Yeah, that's seaweed. It wasn't fighting back much. Hey, Nico, what's go? Nico, Nico Zeitzman. What do you mean? I know what you're talking about. You subscribe, you promise? Well, I still don't understand what you're trying to. We speak in English. English. Do you speak it? Who knows what movie's that from? Pulp Fiction. One of the best movies ever. What I was gonna say. Yeah, Tuli. I don't know. I'll try to go for 10. We have two. I got about. I can probably fish for the next hour and a half. I'm gonna be watching Paul's stream on Thursday. I'm kind of excited for that because I can't fish. I got to do a lot of cleaning up in my house because next week we're leaving, and all these leaves are on the ground. We got to clean them up. Hey, uh, Nico. Okay, I appreciate you, man. Just one. I got one request. I'll fish with you. Just please don't spam the chat anymore. I appreciate you, man. Okay, Nico Zeitzman. So you got a, huh? You got an Albanian first name and you got a Jewish last name. I want to hear that story. Okay, is that? No, it's not. I want to hear that story, Nico. Yeah, it's awesome that you're making your own lures. So a couple of buddies of mine in Europe, they're so cheap they actually make their own lures because they don't want to buy anything. But here it's actually you can tell I grew up with a bunch of nerdy people, but it's actually a good way to just it's kind of pleasurable. You know, like people that fly fish make their own flies. It's kind of cool to make your own fly and catch a fish on it. One day I'll experience that. Ronio makes his own crappie jigs. Hold on. All right, hold on. Try and get that one more crappie before I leave this spot. Oh, hold on. No, I like when the wind comes around because it moves my minnow right into that weed line, and I just basically leave it alone. Nah, no action. Where are we from? We're from New Jersey. You're in school, Andrew. Do your schooling, man. Don't be like me, Andrew Beloso. So, Grand York, I went to school full. Oh, look at all the ducks. Look at all these chickens. You can't duck hunt here, but you used to be able to. Are you in Europe? We're from New Jersey. Oh, in Europe? I was originally from Ukraine. My my parents suffered through the early '90s, and my dad said, "We're either gonna not make it at all and fall apart as a family, or we're gonna have to get to a better country." Yeah, my dad was a real G. He kind of came here with nothing, and then brought me and mom over legally. He got sponsored by his employer. I was young. I was like, when I came here, I was 15. How far is Massachusetts? Like 5 hours, depends where you go. In Boston is like 4.5 hours from here, or Boston. You really got to drag out your A's in Boston. All right, hold on. Give me a break. Give me 1 second, guys. The sun is pretty like beaming down on my head. I want to put on some sunscreen. Let me just cast this out. Hold on 1 sec. I carry my kid's sunscreen. Uh, yeah. Ever since my wife had cancer, I am not playing around with that. She had it when she was in her late. So actually, she works at the cancer center. So the stories I hear are crazy. You know, that's why I wear gloves when I fish. Hold on. Yeah, I steal my kids' sunscreen sometimes because it's so great. Whenever you go outside, please wear sunscreen. It's not a joke. My wife works with a melanoma doctor, and so many young people have skin cancers now because of sun damage. Still don't know how I made it. My parents never put sunscreen on me until I was 15. All right. So yeah, cover yourself up. It's not a joke. Not a joke to be in your 30s and have to go to a cancer center to get treatment. All right. We're back in action, guys. Sorry about that. I had to do what I had to do. Let's see where you're right. You love catching trout, Nico? Yeah, trout is good. Trout is good, especially if they're the smaller they are, the tastier they are. They still have some native gold trout in California. I've been reading a couple of reports. The guys have to hike out like 10 miles into the Sierras, but they get gold trout and they're so beautiful. Here in Jersey, rainbows are still pretty good. Some people don't like eating them. I like them. I like to put them on the grill. Saltwater, yeah, I do go saltwater. Yeah, native brook trout. Oh, gee, wait a minute. Gee, is that you from Maine? Is that G from Maine? Is that who I'm thinking of? I basically watch your videos like it's National Geographic, man. You're lucky to live there. I don't want more people watching that because everybody's gonna move there. I think that's the guy. Are you from Rangeley, Maine? Is that you, man? In Mammoth Lakes, you have to hike 3 hours. Oh man, Rangeley, I know you. I love your videos, man. I always I love when you catch those trout. Tool Springs. Yeah, that's so you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of guys and people when they actually catch the trout, the gold trout, and in those Mammoth Lakes, they eat them because and they get yelled at all the time. But they're like, listen, I hiked out here for like 5 hours. I deserve to eat at least one, right? But they're beautiful, and there's still plenty of them. I went skiing when we lived in Sacramento. We went skiing in Mammoth Lakes. There's a couple of ski resorts there, and it was totally awesome. Had to drive for like 5 hours. No, not five, but it was a drive from Sacramento. All right, I keep catching seaweed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop casting over that weed line. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. So the only real way to do a live stream in the remote areas is to get one of those, but then it's just so expensive. It gets expensive. There's like a Starlink or whatever the Elon Musk thing with Wi-Fi, and there's like yeah, like live streaming from remote areas is very hard. The only reason I started live streaming is because in Jersey everything is 5G, and I think I'm actually on 5G ultra band, which is why the quality is so good. Oh, nice. We do have stocked landlocked. I'm surprised they survive here, but there's landlocked salmon in Jersey in certain lakes. And I'm kind of surprised they survive in these temperatures. There's a couple of lakes, I think Split Rock Reservoir has them, where you can catch a landlocked salmon. But yeah, How big does landlocked salmon get? Oh wait, Tom, I was going to ask you. Tom is from Ireland. Do you guys have Arctic char there? Oh, you have Starlink? Yeah, like salmon. If you have Starlink, you might be able to drag it with you and power it with like one of those. If you have a screw, like a Milwaukee tool, you can convert that. There's like a little connector where you can make that into a 120-volt battery, and it can probably power Starlink for a couple hours. You never know. You can try it out. I'm sure, like I don't know your situation, but in terms of how far away you have to carry that out. But the only way to yeah, the only way to stream from remote locations. There's a couple of companies out there. Hold on, for some reason my oh yeah, good thing I checked. You have to use I think there's another one called We Stream or something like that. There's a couple of companies. Wow. Yeah, G has an amazing channel. He's from he fishes really remote areas of Maine, or I guess it's called Wrangley region. And man, you saw those poor beat up trout we have here in Jersey. I refuse to fish for them right now. Compared to the trout we catch here, the fish that G catches are amazing. Um, oh, season closed. Got it. All right, this is gonna be my last cast here because I really enjoyed the conversation. I've been catching no fish. Hold on, one more cast. If I get no fish, we're moving. Yeah, but we're actually so watching your channel, G, actually makes me. I think we do one trip either to Canada or upstate New York a year with my kids and my wife. So I actually might come to Maine. Well, we'll see. It all depends what the boss says. But I might convince her. We were just in Maine. We absolutely loved it. We did all the touristy stuff, but it's beautiful there. I might convince my wife to go to Maine with me again. All right, we're gonna change the spot. I caught nothing. That was the deal. Don't worry. We're gonna be fishing up. I'm gonna walk you guys for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna be fishing right there. I can talk to you guys in the chat. And look, we broke 50 likes today. I mean, almost broke 50 likes. That's pretty cool. YouTube hasn't been the same for me, but I understand what they're doing. And if you guys want a cool cast pack and you don't want to spend a lot of money, if you're cheap like me, Okeechobee Fats. The only reason I'm not wearing it today is I got my GoPro mount on, but it's pretty amazing. It's a great. I've been using it all summer. It shows no wear at all. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a spot with some shade. We got so if you notice, we do have a lot of cloud movement, but for some reason, it's still sunny. Give me a second here. All right, there's some trash here, but I don't want to pick up trash. Oh, you have 1,200. That's actually pretty good for Maine. So my wife's, we have friends where she grew up in Maine. Her dad was a physician. He was the only physician in town. Pretty hardworking guy. And she came here to Jersey, and she has a pretty cool job. She's a very tough job. She's a doctor that she's a pediatrician that evaluates. She works for the Justice Department, and she like evaluates children that have been abused by their families. because usually there's trials and court suits. And she's from Maine. She's the kindest person ever, and I like the fact that she puts a lot of bad people away. But yeah, people from Maine are super cool. Everybody in Jersey has a bit of an edge to them because it's a heavily, like, there's a lot of immigrants here. So we do have an edge here in Jersey. But people from Maine are super chill. And what I like about them is they're not very materialistic. Uh, you saw more moose than people? That's funny. I love that. Tool Springs, if I can get you some more subs, I'll do it. Once you get to 50, you're gonna have to wait a couple of days before you can live stream. I'm gonna say at least 5 days. Just make sure you follow YouTube's guidelines because the algorithm is so good right now. I told you my kid got his channel suspended. All he does is play basketball. But 1,200 people for Maine is pretty good. Yeah, Tule Springs Tri Raiders is a cool guy. If you guys can help him out, I appreciate it. Let's see. He's the guy that told me how to stretch my fishing line. I know it's kind of a band-aid fix. G's probably laughing at us right now. He's a fly fisherman, but I got this Yuzuri hybrid line. It's on 2 of my spools, on the 2 of the Galley spools, and it was amazing at first, and I was so happy with it. But it started coiling really badly after using it. So will I buy it again? Probably not. Hey, June Rosado. All right, hold on. I can see you guys. You see, I walk around like a clown with this thing, but it works pretty well. I still haven't used my GoPro in the past 2 days. I figured maybe I'll get some shots for my YouTube channel, but it's really hard to work with GoPro footage, especially if you have like, I have very limited time after 3 o'clock. And yeah, I don't know if I'm one of those guys, but maybe I'm an anomaly, but I probably have close to a terabyte of GoPro footage to go through this winter. So I kind of stopped recording with GoPros. I'm just changing the spot. I know a good spot for crappie here, so I'm probably gonna be walking for the next like 2 minutes. Let's see. We're fishing in Jersey. I don't know if that's what you're asking. I don't know. I just brought 3 rods with me today. I got my broken off Daiwa Presso, Shakespeare Micro Series, and Shakespeare Ugly Stick Light Pro. I was gonna throw one of the chatterbaits on it today that I bought. We'll see how that goes. We'll see soon, G. All right, we're almost there, guys. Hang in there. There's actually a high chance we can catch a quick bass here. Let's cast out here real quick. I wish I had my waders. Hold on. There's a high chance we can catch something here, but it's probably not going to be a crappie. It's probably going to be a bass, like a dinky bass. That wouldn't hurt us, right? Just real quick. They love that gulp minnow, so let's see if we get lucky. Tomorrow we're going to be in a kayak, like right in the middle here. Oh, crappie is the best. Crappie is absolutely amazing. Ronio will not let me lie. It's probably one of the best fish you can catch in fresh water other than trout. All right, let it drop. Kind of casting it to the side. I should have brought my boots today. I'm so silly. Hold on. I've caught dinky bass here many, many times. Yesterday we caught a nice sized bass. All right, let's recast it. Let me see, there's a rock here. Maybe I can, ouch. What was that? Oh, that was a rock. All right, let's see if I can stand up on this rock and just cast it out there. We're targeting crappie. Let's see if we can get one. Thanks, Brian. I'll try. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the kayak tomorrow. I'm getting ready for that one. That might be my last stream. I'm going out with the bank because I'm taking my family away. We're going away on, I think, Saturday or Sunday. I forgot. So next week, I don't know if I'll be able to stream. It's actually a pretty good spot. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if we don't catch anything here. At least a bluegill. I'm kind of standing on the rock in the middle of all this, middle of all these cattails. So what I like to do is, if there's a wind picking up, I actually stop reeling, because usually the wind will, if you're microfishing or if you're doing light lures, the wind will actually nicely take your lure across the water. It'll take it through the water column. Let me just cast out directly. Yeah, if I do catch a bass and it's going to stay on, I might have to go in there. Hopefully not. Thank you, Matthew Barry. I appreciate it, man. So I do need a try. I have a foldable rods. The problem is, where we're going is, my wife and I have a deal. She works really hard, and we go to a resort once a year. So we're going to one of those all-inclusive resorts that are kid-friendly, and you cannot fish there no matter what. So trust me, I'm going to take some fishing line with me and wrap it around a bottle, and maybe catch myself a nice jack. But it all has to be underwater. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's a fish? Okay. That bites like a bass. I'm going to say that's either a bass or a bluegill. That's a bass. That's a... Yep, I told you I was going to catch a bass here. Check it out. Kadoosh. How you doing, kid? I told you. That's a beautiful bass, nice and healthy. See, guys? How little oxygen there. Like, these fish don't really want to fight. Like, this guy was not a fight. And look, that's what we caught him on. I'm gonna make a video. Gulp minnow. Ouch, come on, guy. One only catch your crappie, bluegill. We'll catch you a nice bass. All right, let's let him go. Nice fish, but he wasn't fighting at all. Not huge. All right, buddy. All right, behave yourself. Oh, I absolutely love eating bass. I actually think they're some of the best tasting fish, but people get all up in arms about it. That's actually a perfect eating size right there. But my pops told me to catch crappie, so that's what we're catching. They taste. If you put them on a wood grill, forget it. It sounds that my kids love eating bass. I always release the big ones, but that's actually a perfect size to eat. You want to eat them up till about 14 inches. But you can also eat the big ones. If I gut hook a big one and I know it's not going to make it, I'll eat them. They're probably, look, all timers up until 70s. You'll never see those bass fishermen ever release a fish. If you